Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Your little comment did not make it on the
Oh, it wasn't intended to make it on the air.
air. Okay. We are continuing to play through Master of Nyarlathotep. When we left off last week, Victor and Connor had just entered your lawyer Carlton Ramsey's office to find his secretary and niece, Willa Sly, frantically on the phone with the police because the place had been ransacked and she could not get in contact with her uncle. And Bertie and James, meanwhile, are about to begin their interview with Erica Carlisle to try to get some more information about her brother's expedition. Why don't we start this week with Terry? Can you say hi and introduce your character?
Hi, I'm Terry. I play James. He's the medic, the nerd, whatever you want to go with. He's the one that patches up Victor almost all the time. There's never a time that I'm not patching him up. Yeah.
It's only 7 hit points.
And then Bri?
Howdy, everyone. My name's Bernadette Brandt, and I'm the one who's best with guns, and I'm also very charming when I wanna be.
And Travis?
Hello, I am playing Victor. I get beat up a lot, but then I do a lot of murder. I'm playing Victor. I don't know what I was going with that. Don't ask me. I just rolled with it.
You deal not as much damage as you take, don't you?
Taking psychic damage, I see now.
Spits blood. I didn't hear no bell.
And then Joey.
I'm Joey, and I am playing Connor Leon. I am the group's mechanic, and I would say the muscle, but Bertie's far more intimidating than Connor is at this point.
I'm really not. I have like 15 in Intimidate.
I have 15 in Intimidate too.
All of you should be extremely scary. None of you are.
I have 22 in Intimidate.
I have 20 in Intimidate. That's right, because I scored that 1 in our pre-games.
James, how much is your Intimidate?
Where is it?
It should
The
be
child is more
somewhere
intimidating than
where
it, so
I
I'll
will
be
be.
very insulted.
I can't find it. Why am I not able to find it?
Either in history.
15.
Okay.
I am the most scariest one.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure 15 should be the base.
I should be way scarier than I am considering my handgun skill.
Yeah, I think as you get into fights, maybe you start getting a bonus die on it or something. But you're just not.
You get scarier when you have the guns out. If you don't have the guns out, no one suspects a thing.
But we will pick up in the library at the Carlisle Mansion. It's really impressive. Well, first, the house itself is impressive. But upon entering the library, there are several easy chairs. The walls are surrounded with thousands of volumes in glass-covered cases. Just absolutely beautifully appointed room with vast quantities of knowledge accumulated here. Ms. Carlisle herself is seated in one of the easy chairs and clearly working on some of her business interests. Her attorney is already in the room. He had set up this meeting for you, and Joe Corey, who you know to be her bodyguard, had greeted you at the door, and as you enter the room, he makes his way around and stands behind Erica. You're going to find that he is a constant, mostly silent, but fairly intimidating presence.
Alright.
When we left off, she had invited you to take a seat, but she told you she only has about an hour for this interview before she needs to move on to other business interests.
Okay.
Now, if one of you wants to talk and the other wants to take a look around or anything, you can do that, but...
I'm absolutely looking around.
Okay.
And batting my eyelashes at the big intimidating guy.
Alright.
Disarming him. I'm trying to charm him.
Alright. If all you're doing is batting your eyelashes at him, then you can go ahead and make a roll, but it's not going to be...
It's not going to do much.
Yeah, it's...
It might come in handy later, okay?
You never know.
You never know.
If a pretty face batting her eyelashes at him is all it takes to turn him against his employer, he's a terrible bodyguard.
I'm not trying to turn him against his employer.
Okay. Sure.
No, I'm thinking if something goes horribly, horribly wrong later because everyone we're getting in touch with seems to be dying or disappearing,
You don't know that this is happening. You don't know. They're disappearing.
Yeah, you don't know.
Okay, I'll
We don't
put
know
it
about
this
the
way.
disappearing, but
We
let's
were
just say-
attacked last night. And if something happens, I want to have somebody else big and strong on our side.
Alright. James, do you want to begin...
Darn, I wish that were me.
You want to begin your questions as she takes a look around, or would you like to take a moment and gather your thoughts?
I'll take a moment to gather my thoughts.
Alright. Bertie, walking around the room, there are leather-bound, complete collections of Dickens and Bulwer-Lytton, Mrs. Radcliffe and Parkman, Emerson. Pretty much, if there is a well-regarded name in literature, the complete collection is on the wall.
Ooh, here's a good question.
Uh-huh.
Does she have any of Hammer's books?
You, in another section, you find a collection of books on the occult. Mostly fairly unremarkable surveys of traditional magic. But yes, in there are a couple of his books on death cults.
Okay.
None recent. It looks like maybe his first couple of books from before the expedition, so it's possible that this was more of an interest of her brother's and has not been updated in some time.
Okay. Okay. That's important, though.
And on the north wall, there's a large case filled with old reference works in English and French.
Okay.
Would you mind, while you're looking around, making a spot hidden check?
There's a shotgun right behind you.
Spot hidden. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, your sharp eyes, ignoring the conversation happening behind you, you looking through the collection of English and French works, you spot out of place a collection of Poe's poetry.
Interesting. I'm not going to actually, pull them off the shelf or anything just yet, but I do want to take note of which of his books are on there.
Well, this is surrounded by other reference works. This is just a collection of poetry by Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay. Because I'm thinking we should probably pick that up later. That or...
It does seem to
I don't know, maybe I
particularly
should
stand
touch
out
it.
there.
I'm going to leave it alone for now. But I'm going to remember where that's at.
All right. And James, do you feel ready to begin?
I do, but just hold on. I want to just do one thing. Woo! saw someone typed in the chat.
Oh, I got.
Hello.
All right, yeah. Just start with all right. Only an hour. I won't take up too much of your time then. I'm just wondering if I can look at. I just said the name earlier.
Roger.
It starts with an R.
Roger.
Roger. Why did I want to say Richard? Why did I want to say Richard?
Because you're a buffoon.
At least I got the right letter. Just not the right word. Not the right name. I was wondering if I can look at some of Roger's stuff before he left. I'm trying to do an expedition following the path of the Carlisle expedition. Trying to see if I can find anything that wasn't discovered. Or maybe even complete whatever they were trying to do.
Well, I'm afraid I don't wish to speak ill of the dead, obviously, but I'm afraid that I don't know that my brother's expedition was all that focused. If you're trying to complete whatever he set out to do, you may recall they began digging in Egypt, and then for some reason I've never really understood, they ended up going on vacation, taking a holiday to Kenya.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. That's why I was hoping maybe I could try and follow whatever steps he was also trying to go.
Well, it was
hoping that he left something before he left, explaining what he was trying to look for.
He didn't leave too many notes behind here. I went through what he did have when I took my own journey to search for his, to bring his killers to justice a few years ago.
Yes, I remember that.
I don't think it's an unreasonable request exactly, but I don't know that I can in good conscience assist you in following in his footsteps. It led to...
If it gets too dangerous, I plan on backing off. But at the moment, I want to try and at least see what my parents were trying to help him with.
Let me see something. That, to be honest, sounds like a very good use of a persuade roll. And
Just don't fail.
You know what? Take a bonus die on that, because I think there's some lingering guilt over your parents, the loss of your parents on her brother's expedition.
Alright.
Alright. So, she's going to... You'll see her face soften a little bit, and she's going to say, I thought that this expedition was ill-advised from the start. My brother had, he had certain... Well, it's a matter of public knowledge that he was obliged to leave several universities in succession without achieving his degree. And after the passing of our parents, he seemed to straighten up for a short time, but he fell into obsessions.
Obsessions?
Obsessions. He would become almost manic about some whatever interest came to him in the moment, and he would spend too much time and effort on it, often self-destructive interests. This at first, this expedition seemed to be one of those, and I didn't entirely discourage it at the time. But there was that African woman, Bruni, who, I don't know. Roger was never the strongest-willed person, and I feel quite certain that she was involved in leading this obsession along. He was having strange dreams where he would...
What kind of dreams?
Well, he would wake up screaming in the night, and when I asked him about it, he would talk about something would beckon him, and he said there was something he had to do, that he was required to do as a result of these dreams. But when I tried to press him on the matter, he refused to go into any deeper detail. I sent him to Dr. Houston. There's Dr. Robert Houston he was on the expedition, I'm sure you know, but he was a very popular therapist at the time. I had been to him a few times myself, and I thought he could help Roger to deal with his obsessive tendencies and hopefully break the hold this Bruni woman had on him. But I'm afraid that Bruni's hold was stronger than Dr. Houston's. He would disappear sometimes for days at a time. And when he came back, he would only tell me that he had been to Harlem. I ask you, how can you lose days in Harlem?
Forgive me if this is an inappropriate question. Do you know if your brother happened to have any tattoos?
I can only say it wouldn't surprise me. He spent time...
Fair enough.
Yes. I know you're not implying this, but I wasn't in the habit of examining my brother's body.
No, not at all. I should hope.
But he spent time in, amongst the lower classes, in seedy joints, and often inebriated. So it would not surprise me one bit.
Was there anything else that he was obsessed with? Like any kind of like reading materials?
Make a psychology roll.
Can I help with that one?
I don't think you can help, but you can make one yourself as well, because you were paying attention at this point.
He's one crit fail.
Because I was going to point out the collection of materials that we had that I'd spotted. Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll that. It ain't gonna be great.
Yeah, it is.
What is it? 21 gets a 7.
Hey, I mean, that's why we have dice.
Well, okay.
Alrighty then.
You're gonna notice a couple of things. She keeps coming back to this Bruni woman. Like, that's how she describes her. This woman, Bruni. So, with the hard success here, you're going to realize, first of all, that there is an element of racism involved here, where she was clearly unhappy about her brother spending time with this African woman, and she thinks that it wasn't really up to his station.
Well then.
Yes, that's not great about her.
Mm-hmm.
But you also notice that when James asks if he had been reading any particular books, it calls something to mind for her. And she's about to deny it. And then she sees you looking at her. She kind of reads your face. Knows that you recognized that she remembered something. And she'll tell you, yes, actually, there were several books that he kept locked up in a safe that I never read while he was here, but after he left on his expedition, I did glance through some of them, and to be honest, they're frightening.
Well, I can certainly imagine. We've come across some occult materials in the past that were, the stuff of nightmares, to be frank.
I don't like thinking about them.
Well, that is an apt description. There was this... What was it called? The manuscripts... The narcotic manuscripts. There were... This woman, Bruni, would tell him all sorts of wild mumbo-jumbo. Stories about ancient gods and... spells and rituals and the earth being reclaimed by those who came before. I don't know. And I would say that she was making it all up simply to get to his money, but there's this... Clearly, she was reading some of these books herself, because it... As I say, I only glanced through this book, but it was unsettling.
Almost as if she was like a believer, right?
Yes, as though she actually was some sort of believer, or he called her a priest. And in my eyes, she was more of a con man. But
Would you happen to know where we might be able to reach this woman, or was she on the expedition as well?
she went along with him.
Okay. Would you happen to still have those books at all?
I do. It occurs to me, I haven't really gone back in the safe for some time, but it occurs to me that I should probably have them evaluated. They might be worth a considerable amount.
I would say so. With your permission, I would very much like to take a look at them first, and perhaps even make an offer on them. Superstition can be very powerful, and if there are any clues, they may very well be in those books. And I'm saying superstition can be very powerful in an effort to sway her on this one. very specifically to sway her on this one.
Well,
You know, validate her views.
I don't understand.
This is why we're the talkers, Fluffy.
well, here's the thing: we've had a successful charm roll, we've had the spot hidden and the persuade and a good psychology roll. I think that you have made a fairly good impression on her at this point, and you understand
Fair
her
enough.
fairly well. So, yes, she'll agree. She'll say, "Well, I do." She's going to glance at her watch and say, "I do need to be running along to a meeting. Mr. Gray, would you mind staying here in the library and assisting them as they look through the books in here?"
You are very gracious, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And she will head back to the volume of Poe that you had glanced at. She's going to pull it out.
Ooh.
And there's behind the book, she pulls open a panel and pushes a button, and the entire bookshelf slides to the side.
Yes!
Behind
And this is
which-
why I didn't touch it.
behind which there is a safe, and she will, without allowing you to see what she's doing, but she'll put in the code and open it up. She'll say, "Now please do be careful. I don't want any possible damage to come to these books, but feel free to examine them."
Thank you once again, ma'am. We will be very careful. And again, not that I have too much experience evaluating books, but I would be willing to make an offer on these, depending on the information we find in them.
And with that, she will take her leave.
Right. Hell yes, we got access to the library.
So I'm going to go ahead and allow all of you to see the 4 books in here. There's Amongst the Stones, Life as a God.
Can hear the purr.
I'm afraid
Ignore that.
my French is non-existent, but something along the lines of Selections de l'Hiver Divin, and the aforementioned Narcotic Manuscripts.
Okay.
So if you look in the Items tab under Tomes, all 4 of those should be accessible to you now. I think we should take a moment to go over to our other 2 friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Because then we have a cop asking who we are over the phone.
Oh, this isn't what I meant to do. Let me fix this real quick.
Ah, I faded into existence. What is this?
I did.
Ah! I have to wait to react, actually. I'm at 98%.
Ugh.
Well, I just put you in the lawyer's office with Willa.
Okay.
So, yeah, you had walked into the office. Place has been ransacked. You met Willa very slightly before. She basically just passed you along to her uncle, and she had expressed her sorrow that Uncle Hammer had died. But she told you two that she hasn't been able to get in contact with Carlton, and then on the other end of the phone you can hear the voice saying, who are you speaking to?
Did we heard that?
Yeah, you can hear. It's a pretty
Yeah,
loud
Connor
demand
is
from
going
the
to
phone.
put a finger to his lips, and he says, remember, we are under the protection of the said lawyer.
Okay, she'll give you a funny look, but then she'll say to the phone, I'm sorry, just a couple of my uncle's clients have come by. I'm going to have to... I'll turn them away. Give me just a moment. And then she puts her hand over the receiver and says, What, I'm not sure. What do you want, then? Did you need to speak to my uncle, or...?
I forget. Does he live in this place?
No, this is his office.
Can I take a once over to see if there was any scuffle here?
Yeah. Go ahead, make a spot hidden check. That's a good idea.
Dragged out of here?
I don't know. I don't know if
signs of a break-in. There was already signs of a break-in.
I don't see my dice. Wait, there was a break-in?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I don't
place.
remember that part.
The door had been kicked open, and some of the drawers have been ransacked.
Did my dice go through?
I heard the roll.
I don't see them.
Yeah, I heard the dice hit, but nothing.
I'll try touching it again. It rolled in nothing.
78 times. But Connor will continue. By the way, I'm still at 98%. I have no idea what's wrong with me and these servers, but they are fighting.
Could you try making a test roll?
Yeah, well, there it is.
Oh, okay. I guess that works.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, looking it over, you don't see any indication that there was a fight in here. It doesn't appear that Carlton was here when the burglars were here. That's a hard success. I'm going to say with that, you're going to think to check the drawer that your own files are in, and that is, of course, going to be missing, along with hammers.
And I try to track them.
Well, that's not... In the wilderness, you can track people, but in the city, maybe you can track them down to the street, but that's going to be about it.
Oh, we lost someone.
Yeah, we lost Joey.
There's no real, pure investigation skill here, right?
Not just pure investigation. What are you trying to do, though?
I'm trying to picture what happened. Is he still alive? Try to see if there's any information that, he was dragged, conscious or otherwise. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Well, yeah, from your examination of this office, it doesn't appear that he was present.
Okay.
So, if he's dead, he didn't die here.
I will excuse myself.
Okay.
I'm just gonna I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'll leave Connor to figure this out.
Where are you going?
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna try to figure out where they left from and try to get a beat of what general area they could have come from. I'm trying to. I have an idea where it is. I've assumed that they came from more towards the shop that we've been messing around with.
I'm just not sure if that's something you can determine, really.
Okay.
I mean, that's some Batman vision shit right there.
I was going to say, what are you trying to do? Look for tire tracks?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a beat on where
skid
they
mark?
went.
This is the city, man. Unless they hop the curb, that's the only way you're going to possibly maybe know.
I don't see any matchboxes, if you will.
Yeah, they didn't leave behind a matchbox saying the Juju house or anything.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, Connor will give her the vaguest information. What was his name?
Carlton
The
Ramsey?
lawyer. Carlton Ramsey, Mr. Ramsey, was giving us support to investigate our own our own little shite. We were looking into a cult and he was
She
backing
goes,
us with
heavens!
financial.
I'm just gonna stop him there. We're investigating what happened to Jonathan Hammer.
Well, yes, I know that.
We might be.
And we believe that a cult, deemed to be dead, came back and decided to make our hammer dead. And we're trying to find the bastards.
Listen, I think outside of game, Joey, I don't think we have a reason to stay here at all. Especially
Oh no, not at all.
Well,
I am
you're
giving
just
her
you're spilling a little
information.
too much information right now.
Well, now
I'm
she's
just
saying,
I'm
gonna-
giving.
do you think they took? Do you think they did something to my uncle?
That's what we're suspecting, and we're gonna look into it right now. And I look at Victor.
The cops are in on it too.
Yeah. Which is why you should never be giving out our names and faces and the like.
Yeah, I don't know how
No.
they got it. I don't know how they found us.
Now,
You
when they ask you,
think-
ask you what we look like, just make it up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start dragging like Connor out because
What?
You think all the cops?
We don't know which ones are, and we don't know which ones aren't. So we're just assuming all of them are.
I think
Yeah.
I still need to.
I'm
already
sorry to
on the
drop this
phone,
all
but-
on you. We'll let you get back to that phone call. Just pretend we weren't here and like you didn't hear any of this. I'm literally gonna drag Connor out. There is no way. There's nothing here now.
Yeah,
This was
Connor-
clearly
Connor's
a hit
leaving.
on us. Connor's just an open book apparently, and I cannot
Shit.
allow him to talk.
She's
Connor
calling
is
after you.
being-
Should I not be talking to?
just tell them what happened. They'll pretend to try. Watch. We got it. Don't worry.
She is
they'll-
exceedingly worried now.
Congrats. You just scared the poor woman.
And if anybody asks about an Irishman, send them the other way.
All right. We can't mess
God.
around anymore. Connor.
Hi.
Question, Andrew.
Yeah.
I should have gotten I had detectives checking something out. Would she be able to actually tell me where I can connect with them if they found anything?
She'll tell you. That should be in your file.
God damn it. It's actually upset. Is there any place I like this is like mid leaving, like is there any place he would keep any hidden files if he was unsure?
As far as he wasn't involved in any criminal he's not involved in any criminal activities, so no, as far as I'm aware, all of his files are here. Doesn't
All
have
right,
any reason
that's
to-
fair. Do you know offhand, by chance, do you remember any of the people he contacted for the detective job I asked him about?
There are several people that we use. I could try to find out which ones.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. How do I get in contact with you to let you know?
I imagine the cops like, "Miss, are you still there?"
Yeah, this is.
Give me a second. I gotta figure out how to word this.
Yeah. Should I be Should I be worried? Should I get out of my apartment?
You should be safe. I will. You know what? I'm just gonna give her the same number for the hideout.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I let them know that a cult kidnapped their family, and now you're giving out our phone number.
Well, she must already have it. It was in our file. I'm just like, this place is burnt, and we don't have anywhere else at the moment.
Oh, so you're just throwing wood on top of the fire.
Yeah,
That
pretty
is
much.
our safe house. Okay.
You do not hear
Yeah.
from me.
Seeing all the Eldritch horrors fight on top of our safe house like a kaiju battle. I see it.
I mean, you can just tell her, "Don't call me, I'll call you," or something.
No, you know what? You know what? I'll just do that.
Okay.
I'm like, well, here's this number, but I'll call you. I'll get back to you in a day.
Fluffy, you're implying that we would be going back to the hideout.
Yeah, I have nowhere else where we're gonna stay right now. I don't make money. I'm probably gonna stay there. If they want to come back, they'll learn a lesson.
Ugh.
But explain to the cops everything that happened except for this, and that's it. You work for a lawyer. You don't have to give them too much.
Well, I want to give
And
them
then
enough
then
to...
we'll leave.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm done with that exchange. I have no idea what our goal was here.
Where are the two of you going, then?
I'm gonna look at him. So, you know what this means, right?
Yeah, I gotta get to Birdie, and we're gonna have to fucking leave.
Not where I'm going with this. But that sounds like a good idea.
Apparently, I'm thinking too fast for you.
You're just on a different step than me.
Yeah, I'm at the end. I'm at the end of the book. You're trying to trace the line. We have to figure out how to.
Are
We have to
we're
find-
in the Bronx, right?
No, you're in Harlem right now.
Harlem, thank you. The Juju house was in Harlem, right?
Yes. It's a whole neighborhood.
All right.
Oh, we're going there. We're going to the Juju house, and we're settling the score. Is that what we're doing? Suicide by cultists.
Well. So very close, very close.
I'm
have
not
one of
saying
ours.
no.
They have one of ours, and we have no clue what's happening. What we have to do, we'll hope that the cops aren't there. Walk in the
They're always
front
there.
door and try to talk to them. They have the advantage right now, but we can't leave a man behind. All right? I think you could agree to this.
Suicide mission it is. Let's go.
Question is, do we want the other two involved? This might be dangerous. Other three, I guess. Theodore's probably with them.
Let's.
No, you
not,
brought Theodore with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I guess the three of us.
Ah, yes, a child, a drunk, and an Irishman.
I've done a lot more with a lot less.
Aye, let's go.
Alright, so the two of you are heading straight to the Juju house?
hmm
Alright.
I don't know why I'm letting this happen, but I'm letting this happen. Let's do it.
Cool.
I'm swinging some metal steel balls right now.
Let me remind you, you only have what? 7 HP?
No, I have 23.
Yeah, he was hurt for 7 last time,
Oh,
and
you
now
were
he's
hurt for
back up
7
to like
last time.
-3. I think he's at -3 of his max health
No,
right now.
What is
I
your
think-
max health?
I think, Terry, this is what we refer to as survival of the fittest.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I
no,
I was
don't
about to say
understand.
when he mentioned, "Hey, should we get the other two involved?" I was like, "Look, outside of character, James is not suspected for anything. His name isn't his description isn't on the newspaper. He's basically a free man at the moment that doesn't have to hide.
Yeah,
Don't
but-
put me on the
Ooh,
paper."
yeah.
Quick,
we left.
Andrew, did we have enough time for our lawyer buddy to set us anything up as a getaway plan, or are we doing this just the dumbest way possible?
Joey, it's do or die
Getaway
right
at the
now.
moment. We have
Well,
no
I'm
getaway.
doing either way. I just want to know if there's a safety net.
I don't think we have a safety net.
We don't.
Okay.
The safety net
Okay.
is we cross the border to Canada.
The safety
down.
net is that we run away, get our passports actually, and get the fuck out of
To
here.
make it clear, I
He
am
was getting
not.
us our passports.
What I am doing
know.
is not
Now
going
we have to
in
do
there.
the hard way of trying to get our passports versus, hey, let's have the lawyer do it for us.
To be clear, I will make this clear to Joey or Connor.
Mhm.
We are not going in there guns blazing out the gate. We are coming in packed. They know what we're capable of, and we're gonna put an end to this.
Oh yeah. Connor's nodding the entire time reloading his gun, by the way.
The first thing we got to make sure those cops aren't there. If they're not, we're gonna go in. Because if this goes downhill, we're gonna be leaving the state as fast as we can. Joey,
Joey died
We
again.
Joey.
lost Joey. We lost.
Joey.
his realization.
He's talking and talking and talking.
The realization.
Oh.
I can see it loading.
Okay. Real quick, while Joey's getting back in the call. Bernie and James, yours passing a nice peaceful afternoon in the library.
Yep. We're just sitting there reading. I'm reading all of them.
I am not gonna go too far into reading them. I'm just gonna kind of skim through them, see if I find anything.
So here's the thing. If you want to do an initial reading, it's going to take the afternoon for one book. To skim through it and get the gist of what all is in it. So I'm going to
I
have
don't
each
speak
of you
French.
choose one book that you want to look through.
Yeah. I don't speak French, so we're not doing that one. Which one do you want to take?
Earlier Greek,
None of them are...
classical Greek.
So, 3 of them are in English, and 1 of them is in French. Several of these books are translations from Greek. But,
I am probably gonna go and look at the one from Egypt, the Life as a God.
Life is a God, okay.
Then I'm going with the manuscripts. Going for the big one.
Okay. Let's...
And I'm going to use my psychometry for this one.
That's an interesting
I-
choice.
Yeah, because I haven't done this in a while. Let's see, let me double check. I'm gonna go with impressions of the object's history. And specifically, places where it has been before. Like, impressions of the places where it's been.
Alright. Go ahead and give me your psychometry roll.
Okay.
That,
Dang,
What are these rolls?
I don't know.
You tend to get that every time you do something psychic, and it's often bad for you.
It is. Oh no.
Take
Please
one,
tell me this
2d10
isn't going to be as bad
energy
as
damage.
Fluffy going to the void.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to meet God here.
I don't want to be
Technically
God.
a god.
You
I
don't
want to
wanna meet any
see
god.
the life of
You
the
don't
book.
want to meet any of them.
That is not
But-
how that one introduced himself. He did not introduce himself as a
He
god.
did introduce himself as the god.
I'm God. Must
That's
touch
probably how
the
they
object
all
and
introduce
spend...
themselves is I
Oh.
am the god.
It does say I must spend 1d10 minutes concentrating, but you
I mean,
said
you're
it was going to
spending-
be the rest of the afternoon anyway.
Yeah, so that's not an issue.
And then 1d6 plus 4 magic points. Ooh, I may not have enough magic points for this, depending on how the roll goes.
Don't worry, they come out of your HP then.
This is true. This is a thing. Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
come
fine.
out of my HP. I'm just very low on magic.
How much magic do you have?
I have 13 total points. I have 2 left.
All right. So you are going to get. You're going to get the sense of a fairly disordered mind here. Somebody with really obsessive tendencies. In fact, I'm going to say you're going to get a little bit of a sense of Roger Carlyle's life.
Okay.
You're going to feel a sense of neglect and an intense desire for attention.
Okay.
You'll get the impression of trying to fill an unending void within oneself with pleasure, with money, with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, with the approval of others, and you feel a growing sense of purpose.
So the cult got him.
Yeah, of finding his, like, a more and more reassurance that he's found his place and his purpose in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And as far as where this place has been, you're going to find... I'm sorry, as far as where this book has been, you're going to find that it has passed through quite a few hands since this copy was created in the 15th century. It has been to Australia. It has been through... It's apparently been through the Miskatonic Library. It has been in private hands for most of its history. Is there anything specific you're looking for there?
I think most of what I was going for was the kinds of people, like, the kinds of environments that it was in, as in, like, what kinds of people had it. Which, given that the most recent owner got sucked into a cult.
Well, it seems like the majority of people who have handled this book in the past were scholars of one sort or another.
Okay. So it belongs in a library, not with a person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Okay. And then I'm going to actually read the book.
Do you feel like you got what you were looking for there?
I think so. Most of what I was going for there was trying to get a sense of who this guy was and possible motivations, possible, like, impressions of stuff that may have happened that could point us in the right direction. That confirms that that he definitely had contact with a cult. And I'm connecting dots. If he was visiting Harlem for days at a time, it's probably the same people who tried to murder us. Probably.
Seems like a reasonable conclusion.
So he was one of them, which means that they want something in Egypt very, very badly. And either they did not get it, or they have it, and bad things are going to happen. So I'm going to read the book and find out what's in the book.
Okay. Could both of you open up your character sheets and go to your gear and cache tab?
Okay.
I put the books that you selected into your inventory, and if you double click on them, there will be an initial
reading.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yo!
Okay, so you both, yeah, you spent this afternoon reading, and you learned perhaps more than you really wanted to learn.
Oh, God.
So, life as a god is, I'm sure you can see this on screen, but it is a diary by an English artist, Montgomery Crompton, who went to Egypt in 1805 and became a minor priest of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh. He was insane by the time he wrote the diary, so it is difficult to make a whole lot of sense of it, but it narrates all manner of unspeakable acts committed for the Pharaoh of Darkness, and describes a hidden throne room inside what's called the Bent Pyramid. And yeah, you lost quite a bit of sanity with that. And then you passed your intelligence check.
I developed 2 points. Oh, I didn't notice that as well.
Yep, you both understand the universe a little better.
You got 3, I got 2.
Oh.
You understand it slightly better than me, and you lost an extra 3 more sanity than me.
That's fine, I'm still at 92.
As far as the Narcotic manuscripts, this is a translation of a much older Greek text called the Narcotica, which contained stories claiming to be from Hyperborea, Atlantis, Jupiter. There are in this sort of forward here, it mentions that some of these stories are supposedly from before the advent of humanity. And inside Carlyle's copy, there are some scribbled footnotes from an unknown author about a city called the City of the Great Race, and also a couple of spells called Contact Winged One and Contact Mind of the Observer.
Oh!
I don't want to know any more about that. I want nothing to do with that.
Well, I'm experiencing a bout of madness.
Same.
Yeah.
So,
each of you, why don't we go ahead and do the real-time version? So you can click on the Bout of Madness real-time and it'll roll for us. We'll find out what...
Where is that?
Should be on your... do you see it, Bri?
I see you experience a bout of madness.
Okay, it looks like I have to roll it then.
Okay.
Just so I know if I can see it. Where is this? Is it on like our token?
No, it should be in the chat.
In the
But,
chat.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just that.
That's
problem.
something that Boss Man's got to roll, I think.
So, James, you
Yeah.
find yourself compelled to boast, gloat, or exclaim your plans aloud. And, Bruni, your personality is going to undergo a complete transformation and be replaced by a completely different one. It's a mirror opposite of you. It's where you're kind, the other one is callous. Where you're selfish, the other one is altruistic.
Can I make a proposal? I just did my psychometry roll and got very good impressions on what Roger was like.
Are you going to say that you're somewhat inhabited by his personality?
I'm gonna say that I'm a little bit more Roger than I should be right now.
So this isn't going to last very long for either of you. It's not like you're going to spend the rest of your lives or even the rest of the afternoon, but just as you're coming to the end of your readings, you find yourselves, like, your understanding of the world, your place in it, and even your self-identity has been shaken. And so as you're completing your initial readings, I don't know whether you're going to find yourselves arguing or how exactly this is going to work out, but that's when this is going to happen.
So I gotta remember, what was my stuff again?
You are compelled to boast or gloat or exclaim your plans aloud. So, like, if you had James Bond tied to a table, you would be explaining your brilliant plan to him right now.
Ah, yes, the monologues. About how I got you into my elaborate traps, Mr. Bond.
Okay, here's an important question. Is Gray still in the room while we're doing this?
Absolutely.
So he's gonna get the side effects of this.
Why
I'm
don't we,
going-
while you're both considering how this works for you, why don't we jump over to the Juju house?
Is there cops in front of it? This is the most important thing.
There are not.
Okay. It's
So
daytime, right?
Yeah, it's daytime. I just have the nighttime map pulled up because I didn't have the other one ready.
All right. As we're driving there, we got to make a choice right now. Do we want to confront them and see if they want to talk here, or tell them to talk to us tonight and see if we can't find out any more information tomorrow on them? Because, like, they're not gonna just let us go at this rate. Like, they're not gonna let him go. We got to figure out something. As long as they have him as leverage, we can't just go guns blazing. Joey?
Sorry, repeat that.
I was saying we got to make a choice. We either got to talk to them here and now, or we meet them tonight at our hideout. We can't just go in there guns blazing because they have a hostage. We don't know if this is the only site they have. They have the precinct, so we can't be too sure that he's not in a cell somewhere. We don't know. But we need to open up some kind of dialogue.
Let's just reason with occultists. This is a very smart plan.
It's either that or a lot of people are gonna die today.
I'm kind of leaning towards one of the options. But let's go.
Are you okay,
Connor.
buddy?
They killed my closest friend. They threatened to kill Birdie. They take my lawyer.
I like how the
They're not
music.
going after anything else.
The music
Amen.
going up.
And I think that's the perfect time for us to start walking up towards the place.
Okay, while y'all are doing that, I gotta run to the restroom real fast. Keep going.
Alright. So you approach. At this point, I know you're thinking of this place as the headquarters of a cult and full of darkness and everything. But as you approach, this is an art shop in, I'm not going to say upscale, but a vibrant part of New York. Like, this is, there are people walking up and down the street. You do need to head into a little back alley, but this is a place where people come and buy African art.
Are there two people outside right now?
There are not. There's you and Connor, but the bums that were here last time you were here aren't sitting in the alley.
I took care of them, I know.
And
Alright,
as you head into the
let's go.
shop, the little bell above the door rings. Mr.
I will go with my hands up, you know. Like I'm not like haha.
When you enter the shop, Mr. McQuain looks up and says, he grins at you and he says, "My favorite customers, I thought I'd be seeing you again soon. How can I help you today?"
Please tell me it's Plan B time already.
Oh,
That was a dirty move. This is the second time you've pulled a dirty move. I was told about his like alarm button, right?
we would have
I'm
told you,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
I would have
Yeah,
told you
yeah.
at least.
Remember, we stopped him from pressing the button before.
My first question, as I am trying to open up some form of communication so we don't just end up murdering each other. Well, I mean, me murder you. Why? Oh, hold on. Is anyone else in here? I'm like really in the zone.
No, it's just him.
Okay.
He says, "You make it."
Is he safe?
Is
he safe?
Is he safe? You can speak to him yourself and verify if you'd like. You make it very difficult to get in contact with you.
Well, when you're woken up with a knife in the throat.
Yes, I'm afraid we were pretty desperate at that point.
Last time we tried to talk to you, you held us. You tried to hold someone hostage. I don't think that was very hostman-like.
Well, that's interesting. I'm doing it again.
That's interesting.
Yes. Would you like to come and talk to Mr. Ramsey? I'm sure he's Mr. and Mrs. Ramsey. I'm sure they're both very eager.
I'll be happy to go. No, I don't know about him.
I think it's best that you both come down with me.
I'm leaving that to you.
Yeah, is this a trap? What kind of vibe am I getting?
I'm just gonna
from
look
this
at it.
man?
You're getting the vibe that he holds all the cards and he expects you to just go along with what he's telling you to do.
Connor taps out a cigarette, and he walks outside, puts it back against the door. If I hear a gunshot, this place burns to the ground. And he pops the smoke.
Oh, no, I'm afraid that won't do. We need you both to come in.
Oh, too afraid of an Irishman taking a smoke outside of your place.
We've gone to a considerable amount of trouble to get you here.
And for what reason is that? Why can't I move?
I'm not sure.
I would like to say we left the kid behind.
Is the kid the getaway driver?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. This plan reeks of bad choices, so yes, the kid is the getaway driver.
What, you mean Theodore?
I
Yeah,
can't
he
move.
has no
now you
driving
guys
skills,
can
but he can keep the engine running.
Okay.
No, we can
yeah.
hear you, Joey.
Cool. Okay, can somebody move me in there? Thank you, please.
Like that?
Oh, it's because I'm lagging. I can't see myself
Oh.
move.
Ah,
That's good. So, I'm gonna be blind for this little predicament.
Alright. Are you both agreeing to what he's asking you to do, though?
Oh, I am. Like, I need to know if the hostages are safe. Like, this is very important to me. I apologize that I left the other two behind, but like, I needed to know. Victor wasn't gonna get anyone else in trouble.
Yeah.
if you get into a shootout without me, Fluffy.
We will be. I don't think you understand. You knew the
What?
moment I said we're gonna go.
So he kind of this is a very old man. So he struggles a little bit, but he bends down behind the counter and he rolls up the carpet on the floor and reveals a trap door, which he opens up and says, "Please, gentlemen, after you."
I'll go down. I will be oddly civil about this too.
Connor will flick his cigarette at his face and walk down the stairs. Yeah,
All right.
you'll be civil. I will not.
Yeah, you have to climb down a ladder. Not a ladder, actually. A set of steep stairs. Barely wide enough for one person. Down into a corridor that, after a couple of turns, ends at a very stout door. I'm just going to drop the two of you on the map here. Mr. McQuain will open up the door for you, and you're going to be looking into a... You'll be looking into a large basement room. There are symbols carved into the stone of the corridor and into the door itself. Inside, once he's opened up the door, there is a 15-foot high ceiling. All the surfaces are made of dressed stone. There is an alcove across the way where you can see some more trinkets and ritual artifacts. There's a row of drums on the ground, in the middle of which you can see the Ramses sitting with their arms tied together.
Is there anyone near them?
There are several cultists in the room. You assume cultists. They have the tongues hanging down from their heads. And at the south edge of the room, there is what looks like a well. Like, there is stone built up from the ground in a circular shape, covered with a thick stone block that has a large winch attached to it.
Can I roll Mythos to see if I recognize any of these sigils?
I think it would be anthropology.
Anthropology.
Yeah.
I have it at a 1, so I'm not gonna roll that.
Okay.
Do it, Fluffy.
That will, like, the roll I'm telling you to use, you can probably divine that these don't appear to be like you don't see symbols of Cthulhu here or anything.
Okay. These are more cultural symbols.
Yeah.
How far down did we go? 15 feet?
The ceiling in this room is 15 feet. You went at least 20 feet down.
Oh. Oh, okay. This is gonna hurt the ears. Let me tell you.
On the upside, it's soundproof.
On the upside, it's gonna hurt the ears. But that they don't really show that in the movies.
Yeah, we're not worried about that in a pulp game.
But what if I wanted to use it?
Well, we can discuss it. But
Okay.
they are not going to be any more vulnerable to it than you are, so keep that in mind. And he'll say, "Go on in. I think we have some things to discuss here."
Does anyone have their weapons out?
I mean, they're all standing there with knives, with their what are they called? The machetes, pangas.
I'll walk in. Like I plan on just. Like I'm pretty sure, Joey, you know that I'm planning on just murdering these people.
Oh yeah, yeah. Connor's waiting for the go.
What is over here?
There is a curtain covering that small chamber.
Are all the players on the map right now? I believe you said several.
Yeah, there are four. There are four cultists in here.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and drop McQuaid on here as well. He doesn't enter the chamber though. Also, for some reason my sound shortcuts aren't working well. So let me fix this real quick. Let's put on more appropriate.
I just started getting whispers in my right ear, so thanks for that.
You're welcome.
What whispers? Are you okay, Brian?
No, I'm not.
What's going on? Like, what? Are you okay?
That ain't the right one.
Sorry, there's just voices in my head.
I mean, I could tell you
There we
about
go.
all
This is
the
probably the
ghosts
best of
I've been
these.
seeing around here, but
Let's go.
Let's do it, boys.
So, yeah, you stumble into the room. They're standing surrounding the Ramseys, who are tied up on the ground. Mr. McQuain stays in the hallway outside of the chamber itself, and he says, "Now, I think it would probably be best for all of us if you just put your weapons aside for now."
He turns his head to Victor.
It's not doing the thing I wanted to do.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to click on. I have him targeted, and I was trying to click on my sawed off. You have not selected a target for your 12 gauge.
How did you double right click it?
Yeah, I'm
It's
seeing
not-
your
it's not
target
doing it.
show up on him.
It's not letting me. Thank you.
I don't know why. It worked for me. You just gonna go
Well,
ahead and
its
shoot?
target is a dummy.
The gun is yeah. Can I make one shot or two shots with the sawed off?
This is interesting. Okay, apparently it doesn't like to use. Oh, whatever. It seems to have worked. Well, you have by far the highest dexterity, I think, in the entire game, so it doesn't really matter. You can move first, even if we're going into combat.
My question is more so,
If you
because
do-
they allowed us to reach for our guns.
Yeah.
I'm just going to just straight up. So, can I fire my shotgun twice at the same target, or is it twice to
Yeah.
2 different targets?
It would be, you would want to use multi-shot for that, and you can fire both barrels at the same guy.
Does it? My question is, it has to be the same guy, correct?
No, you can switch targets.
Okay, perfect. I would like to multi-shot.
All right.
One on
Both
Silas.
barrels?
I just roll it, right?
Yep. And hit your shoot. And
Roll
your
damage. 5 points.
Okay, so it does take him by surprise. It's only going to hit him in the arm because I'm assuming he's standing in the hallway and most of your shot hits the doorway.
And then my second shot is going to be one of the cultists.
Okay.
Particularly the one closest to the peoples.
They're all kind of standing around them, so do you want the one closest to you?
Sure, why not? Don't matter to me.
Okay. Okay.
17 points?
Yeah, this guy's a little more in the open, so you blast him to the ground. At that point, he's going to scream something, and you're going to hear a noise from behind the curtain over here. And we will start next week in combat for the two of you, but stumbling out from behind the curtain, you see some desiccated figures.
We gotta go.
You gotta get the Ramses out.
I'm not afraid. Don't be
You are
afraid.
the
Joey,
you
fear
both
not the villain.
You blew
Embody
both
the hero.
chambers and
Terry.
killed only one man, and there are 8 targets now.
Terry, I think it's just going to be you and me for a couple episodes, bud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's
Until
my
we
sanity?
find out, until we actually find out
I
where
don't even
Theodore
have 8
is.
bullets. I don't even have 8 bullets.
Okay. So, somehow, probably as a result of your adventure in Peru, the sight of what are clearly corpses stumbling out from behind the curtain doesn't faze you. But,
If anything, I'm just like, of course there's zombies.
I think that's where we're going to leave off with the two of you for this week, and we'll come back to a fight.
I do have to say one thing.
Uh-huh.
Buddy system doesn't always work out, you know?
What do you
What?
mean, buddy system? You were like, let's
The
go
buddy
take on the big bad while they're doing things. I'm
Fine.
like, you know what?
Until
I'm
you
tired of
decide,
telling you no. Let's do it.
hey, let's just start shooting when there was originally 5 people versus 2.
Let me point
I mean,
out,
at least it's not just one of you.
that's just it. If you weren't doing the buddy system, this would be Victor alone in the basement. Nobody would ever know what
Yes.
happened to you. Maybe they would come down here later and you'd be one of the corpses.
I mean, we still aren't
There's a
going to know
good
what happens
chance
to
that
either one of
me,
them, but...
James and Birdie is gonna go down there at some point, and we're gonna find all 4 of them as the corpses.
We
Now-
got this.
Back in the mansion, real quick, what does Bradley Gray hear the two of you going on about as you finish up your initial reading of these books? Because we gotta know how happy he is about introducing you to his employer.
I am very likely defending Roger and his obsession with these books with a fervor that is a little uncomfortable for anyone who actually knew him.
I like it. I like that a lot.
I can't think of exactly the
I'm
words to
going
do
to-
so.
You don't have to.
Fine.
I'm probably going to go and just say, this is not what I was expecting at all, and I think we might be in a little bit more shit than we initially meant to be in.
I'm also insisting to Bradley that I pay for these books right now with everything that I have on me.
All right.
Because if he's inhabiting me right now, then I'm also obsessed with these books.
Why don't you make a credit rating check?
Pass it, please.
Oh, I hope I pass it.
Do it.
Come on, Birdie.
All right. So yeah. Then we will begin next week with the actual combat in the basement of the Juju house. But here in Carlisle, in the Carlisle Estates, we will have you. This means that you've convinced him that you want to buy these books right now, and he will negotiate on your behalf. But we'll work out exactly how much it's going to cost you next week.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you all for playing this week. I think that was a very productive session.
That was a very fun session. Oh my god.
With many interesting choices.
Someone,
You know-
someone decided to say that or start a war. I'm going to end it.
I'm just gonna go and say this right now. At this point, just how the story's kind of going, can I just go and say that James is the protagonist?
Yep. Yeah, honestly.
Can
Yeah,
I just say
yeah.
that I'm the protagonist?
You are by
Yes.
far the most tied to the main storyline, yes.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
protagonist. We're the supporting cast.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
And
because
we're
Agnes
about to
put a Call of
lose two of
Cthulhu
our
game.
supporting cast members next week.
Hold on.
Depending on how they play.
There you go.
Oh, we
Depending
got
on how the
this.
dice roll.
And I don't
Because-
have high hopes
because
for
we
you.
can always empty every round we got into the old man and drag two people out of there. Like we always have that shot.
That is
Because,
an
hey,
option,
Fluffy,
yeah.
I don't even have that many bullets in my gun for how many people are on that map.
We gotta take care of
And
the humans
you're already
first.
empty.
Listen. We take care of the humans first because they can think, and then it's easy peasy with zombies.
You don't know what kind of zombies they are. Don't
You
apply
don't.
modern
You
logic.
don't know what kind of walkers they are, man. You don't know. They could
Yeah,
be
but I have a
fast, they could
shotgun.
be
That's the
abnormally-
hard counter to a zombie.
They could be just,
That's the
normal
shotgun is-
Walking Dead that are slow.
You just keep saying
Shotgun is
zombie.
a hard
I don't
counter
know.
to a rabbit.
Yeah, I
There's a
don't
reason
think
why
it's a
it's on
hard
the
zombie.
counter to
walker.
a rabbit. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Good
they're flesh
lord.
puppets.
Ugh.
Oh man, we are so screwed. I knew the second that I was like, yeah, let's go. I was like, oh, I need to start planning my next character. Like, unironically, that
Well,
was
hold on.
that's what I
I'm
thought.
gonna
the
like
second that I said that.
no.
How much luck do you guys still have?
74.
30.
Okay, so
Connor might survive.
Connor will survive.
30 is all you need to survive.
Yep.
But
Hold on to that luck, buddy.
I think I
got
just think it's
this.
very funny that every single time a fight starts, all of you are like, "We're all gonna die! Oh my god, we're all dead!"
Because combat
I
is very,
didn't
very
think last time
deadly.
when we had knives, I was like, okay,
Yeah, we got this.
we got
I mean,
this.
Yeah,
We
somehow
might get
you
hurt.
decided that was fine.
See,
Yeah.
I do that because it's funny.
Me,
TPK.
I'm like-
TPK.
I'm
Well,
trying
you
to
see-
die.
At that point,
Because I did run a Call of Cthulhu game, so I know how dangerous and how varied zombies can be. They could be the worst thing ever to encounter, or they could be a B-list villain. You know what I
Listen.
mean? Like,
Next session's gonna end one of two ways. One, we're gonna walk out of this bitch like mighty champions. right? We
You're
went
not
in there,
walking, you're
balls
crawling.
of steel coming out with the balls of pure diamonds, okay? Or two, we're just gonna die.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm working on making my
I'm saying
character
you're gonna
right
get
now in my head.
captured.
Right here.
You guys are gonna get extremely hurt and then just captured. You're gonna be
Yeah,
the ones
so-
that are tied up in the chair.
So if there's a niche I have to fulfill, yell it at me and I'll make it fair. I'm joking. I have all faith that Connor has the ability to run away from this.
Joey, I might do something stupid. How much faith do you have in me?
I'm already in the basement.
How much
with
do you believe in my RNG, Joey?
I am already in the basement with you. You know how much I trust you.
You know,
With your luck in scenarios, no.
Well, good thing you and
With
I
your
are
luck in
there.
dice, sure. Your luck in scenarios, no.
No,
We're
no.
going to find our car with Theodore sitting in it. Poor traumatized boy.
And that's how
Or-
you know we went missing.
Or we're just gonna find the car in a ditch somewhere.
See,
I
Fluffy
don't think we're
here,
gonna find the car at all.
He has a backup plan. He has the child in a vehicle for him to have another character. I'm gonna make another character and a story.
You understand that if we're going by the logic of how he has his son set up, there's no way that he's going to, hey, I'm going to go find the others. No, he's going to go in.
Yep.
does seem
Oh
more likely.
no, that's right. That's what's gonna
So,
happen.
listen, that's something for another
Yeah.
session, all right?
That might
my
not even
God.
come up.
Yeah.
That might not come up.
We might just ball completely and destroy these guys.
Or we
I'm
get
just
wiped out in
saying.
the first round.
I hope you guys have better luck. I hope you guys have the luck that I had this session. We rolled really well this session.
Joey,
Oh, you
I need you
rolled
to have the
really
worst time
good.
of your life to just cash in karma till next
Okay,
week and
so-
just blast them.
Okay, so what
I
you need
rolled
me to do is just
3
do things that I
times.
hate for an entire week, so that I rolled nothing but like 10.
Exactly. I need that luck where you're gonna pull off like bah bah bah, right? Because like what I'm gonna do. Okay. So it's about
Why
like.
don't Why don't we go ahead and wrap here?
Okay.
Yes,
And then we can
sorry.
talk more
I
over off
thought
the
we were
stream.
off.
No,
I,
We were off stream, my
So
bad.
does that anybody have anything you want to say before we go off the air?
Yes, support your favorite content creators because Wizards of the Coast is doing some things with their licensing, and it could have a very drastic effect on things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Several of the folks who watch this know several of us. Ask, we can link a video to you that can break it down fairly well. But support your favorite content creators because they might be losing some stability soon.
All right. Have a
I was
good
That's all I
they
got.
don't follow an old man in a basement. But yeah, that also tracks.
let this be a reminder. It's safer to be with the protagonist than the old man with a death wish.
But would you rather me be reading? Would you rather Connor be in a library?
No,
reading
you're not
French
reading any
books?
of the books that we just read.
So are we off the air?
No, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, let's go. Good night,
Have a
everybody.
good night, y'all.
Have a good night.